Hey, Shalom, Israel, Shalom, Shalom. Hey, first and foremost, I want to give all praise to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim, and Hawashai. And, you see I'm straight off work, but I had to jump into it. We finna do another story time. A short little story, just like the story of Susanna that I did. This is called The History of the Destruction of Baal and the Dragon, and it was cut off at the end of Daniel. So if you read the book of Daniel, this was the story that was cut off at the end of it, because it was took out and put into the Apocrypha. So it's a story that was cut off and put into it, and it's really, well, I'm gonna just sum it up just a little bit. I ain't gonna say too much. It's just really about Daniel, of course. And there was he was a slave under the Babylonians. The Babylonians was ruling, over the Israelites because we was in slavery. And they had the Babylonians. They had their own idols that they worshiped. Because the Babylonians, they had no real God. Only the Israelites had a real God, a real living God. So the Babylonians was making their own God, thinking that their own gods was real, and Daniel was telling them that their God's fake. That's all I'm gonna say. So I'm just going to hop into the story. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say too much. And King Astyages, I don't know if I said it, Astyages, yeah, was gathered to his fathers, and Cyrus of Persia received his kingdom. And Daniel conversed with the king and was honored above all his friends. Now the Babylonians had an idol called Baal. So the Babylonians had an idol that they put up named Baal. And there were spent upon him every day 12 great measures of fine flour and 40 sheep and 6 vessels of wine. And the king worshipped it and went daily to adore it. But Daniel worshipped his own God. So the king was worshiping, his idol, feeding the idol like he was real, sacrificing stuff to the idol. But Daniel, Daniel was an Israelite, you feel what I'm saying? So Daniel was praying to the living God, because Daniel knew that his God was real. But Daniel knew that the king God, Baal, he knew that was fake. He knew that their idol wasn't real. But the king thought it was real, you feel what I'm saying? He thinking the idol real. He going, waking up every day, sacrificing to the idol, probably talking to the idol, praying to the idol, feeding the idol. So he thinking the idol real. But Daniel already knew his head, like, damn, this nigga tripping. His idol is fake. But my king, my God real, you feel what I'm saying? And the king said unto him, why does not thy worship Baal? So the king asked Daniel, why you not worshiping my God? What, you feel what I'm saying? I set this idol up for us to worship. Why are you not worshiping it, Daniel? That's what the king's saying. Slack you. Who answered and said, so this Daniel said, because I may not worship idols made with hands, but the living God who has created the heaven and the earth, and hath sovereignly over all flesh. So he said, so Daniel's response is, I'm not worshiping no idol. You feel what I'm saying? I'm worshiping the living God that created heaven and earth. So while I worship your idol that I can see that you made with your hand, why would I worship him if I can worship the only living God that created heaven and earth? That's what Daniel told the king now. So Daniel speaking boldly to the king. A lot of people wouldn't do that. A lot of people would do that. A lot of people be scared to answer. They probably be like, the king probably ask, why you not worshiping my idol? They probably be like, oh, I'm sorry, king. I'm sorry, king. They'll go and worship the idol. But Daniel, you feel what I'm saying? Daniel had a heart. He already knew the living God was on his side because he already been in the lion's den. You feel what I'm saying? He already knew that the Most High with him. So he's speaking to the king like, I'm not finna worship your idol. Why would I worship something that you made with your hands that I can see? You know what I'm saying? I can knock it over and punch it and burn it. Why would I worship something like that? Then you're speaking boldly to the king now. Then said the king unto him, thinkest thou not that thinkest thou not that Baal is a living God? Seest thou not how much he eateth and drinketh every day? So the king thinking Baal a living God because he taking Baal some food, but he come back and the food gone. So he thinking Baal eating the food, but you gonna come to figure out Baal, that idol, is not really eating the food. The king is getting finessed. The king is getting finessed. Like, I'm telling you, I ain't wanna cuss, but he getting finessed. Now I'm finna show you, it's gonna go down. I'm finna show you what's going down, how bad he getting finessed. Then Daniel smiled and said, O king, be not deceived, for this is but clay within and brass without, and did never eat or drink anything. So the king was wroth. So the king got mad because Daniel telling the king, but your idol not eating nothing. Don't be fooled. Don't be stupid. This idol that you created is not real. It's not eating nothing. And the king got mad about that. And they say, and called for his priest and said unto them, if ye tell me not who this is that devoured these expenses, ye shall die. But if you can certify me that Baal devoured them, then Daniel shall die. So the king called the priest and said, if you can't tell me who been eating this food, you gonna die. But he said, if you can prove Daniel wrong, then you gonna die. So that's what the king telling him. For he has spoken blasphemy against Baal. And Daniel said unto the king, let it be according to thy word. So Daniel really saying, it's whatever. Whatever you saying, let it be. I know for a fact your idol fake, but it's whatever. That's what Daniel's saying. Now the priests of Baal were 70, beside their wives and children. And the king went with Daniel into the temple of Baal. So Baal's priest said, lo, we go out, but thou, O king, sit on the meat and make ready the wine and shut the door fast and seal it with thy own signet. And tomorrow when thou comest in, if thou findest not that Baal hath eaten up all that we will suffer death, or else Daniel that speaketh falsely against us. And they little regarded it, for under the table they had made a private entrance, whereby they entered in continually and consumed those things. So the king told the priest to put stuff inside the what Baal was, like food and stuff, to see if he eat it, and they locked the door. But the priest had made other ways to get into Baal. So they got a secret way they go in all the time to eat the food. So the king would think Baal really eating it, but it's really the priest and his children and his wife eating the food. Because he don't know they going in there because he locking the door, but the priest got a secret way that they go into all the time. So they plan is they go through that same door they've been going into to eat the food up, so the king can wake up in the morning thinking Baal ate the food, but really it's the priest eating the food. So what was that? So when they were gone forth, the king set meats. So when they were gone forth, the king set meats before Baal. Now Daniel had commanded his servants to bring ashes and those that. So when they were gone forth, the king set meats before Baal. Now Daniel had commanded his servants to bring ashes and those that strewed throughout all the temple in the presence of the king alone. Then went they out and shut the door and sealed it with the king. So Daniel told his So Daniel told the servants to bring ashes, and you're gonna see why Daniel told his servants to bring ashes. Now in the night came and priests with their wives and children, as they were wont to do, and did eat and drink up all. So they going in there to drink and eat the food that was prepared for Baal. In the morning, beside the king arose and Daniel with him. And the king said Daniel, are the seals whole? And he said, yeah, O king, they be whole. And as soon as he had opened the door, the king looked upon the table and cried with a loud voice, great art thou, O Baal, with thee and is no deceit at all. So the king going into the king opened the place where Baal was, opened the door, and he see the food gone. So he thinking Baal done ate the food. So he rejoicing, worshiping Baal. Then laughed Daniel. So Daniel laughing like, nigga, you crazy. Cause Daniel got the ashes. Daniel used the ashes to put on the ground, to pour on the ground so he can get their footprints. Cause he know it was dark and stuff. So they're not gonna see the footprints. When the priest not gonna see the footprints when they walk into there and go eat Baal food. So Daniel put ashes on the ground so when the king come, he can look down and see footprints, and so he'll know that people been going in there eating the food. So the Baal not been eating the food. So Daniel outsmarted them, really. Then laughed Daniel and held the king that he should not go in, and said, behold, now the pavement and mark where whose footprints are these. And the king said, I see the footprints of men, women, and children. And then the king was angry. So the king got upset because he feel like he done been lied to, like he been outsmarted. Cause the king been thinking Baal was real all this time, but he look at the footprints, he thinking like, I done been finessed. They done lied to me. They got me thinking Baal real, but he not. So the king upset about that. And took the priests with the wives, with their wives and children who showed him the privy doors, where they came in and consumed such things. Hold up, Salaki. And took the priests with their wives and children who showed him the privy doors, where they came in and consumed such things that they were upon the table. So now the priests, since they done got caught, they showing the king that little private secret door they been sneaking into to get to Baal and eat the food. Therefore the king slew them, so he kept them on sight. He already upset. They showing him this private door they been going to. They make him even more mad, so he slew them on sight. You feel what I'm saying? He killed them on sight. And delivered Baal into Daniel's hand. So you know what I'm saying? The king gave Baal to Daniel, cause the king like, I don't want this piece of shit no more. That's what he's saying, straight up. That's what he's saying. I don't want this no more. It's fake. So he gonna give it to Daniel. You know what I'm saying? He giving the idol to Daniel now. Therefore the king slew them and delivered Baal into Daniel's power, who destroyed him in his temple. So Daniel done killed them. I mean, Daniel done destroyed the idol. He done burnt it up. Daniel did all kind of stuff to the idol, because you know what I'm saying? That's against the law, against our law, the Israelite law, that you can't have no idols. You can't make no idols and put no one before the Most High. Feel what I'm saying? So he got that idol, destroyed it on sight. And in that same place there was a great dragon, which they of Babylon worship. So they got another idol, which is a dragon. Cause like I said before, they don't have no real God. These other nations that are not Israelites, they don't have no real God. So they have to make idols to worship. So they have to pray to idols. They have to sacrifice to idols. Just like the Egyptians, they had no real God. You know, they're worshiping the sun, all type of stuff. Because they don't have a real God. They don't have a real God. Like the Israelites, they want to be like the Israelites. They want to do the stuff the Israelites do, but they can't because they don't have a real God. So they have to, you know what I'm saying, pray to their idols. They have to build idols up where they have to make idols with their hands, pray to them, because they don't have nothing else. You know what I'm saying? So they have to make up idols. And it says, and the king said unto Daniel, wilt thou also say that this is of brass? So the king's telling Daniel, so you also, basically what he's saying is, so you gonna tell me right here now, this idol fake? Daniel, you gonna tell me that my dragon that I made right now fake? You can't tell me that this idol ain't fake. That's what the king is saying. He finna try Daniel again, seeking Daniel, you know what I'm saying, prove him wrong. That's what the king really saying. He liveth, he eateth and drinketh. Thou cannot say that he is not no living God. Therefore worship him. So the king telling Daniel, you can't tell me this dragon that I made is not living. You feel what I'm saying? It eats, it drinks. So he telling Daniel to bow down to the idol now. That what the king telling Daniel, hey, bow down to my idol. So then said Daniel to the king, I will worship the Lord my God, for he is the living God. But give me alone, O king, that I shall slay this dragon without sword or staff. So Daniel really trying the idol. Daniel trying the king in the idol. He's saying, let me see your idol. I slay it with no staff or no sword. So Daniel said he don't gotta use no sword or no staff to kill this idol. So Daniel saying this idol ain't nothing. Just like when somebody slap you, just say you get in an argument with somebody and they slap you, that's really telling you that, you feel what I'm saying, you're not worth them punching you. A slap, they feel like you weak anyway if they slap you. So Daniel basically telling the king, I don't need no staff or no sword with your idol. So he telling the king that his idol ain't nothing. That's what Daniel telling the king, his idol was not nothing. Then Daniel took pitch and fat and hair and did seethe them together and made lumps thereof. This he put in the dragon's mouth, so the dragon burst in sunder. And Daniel said, lo, these are the gods ye worship. He put all that stuff into the dragon's mouth, and it destroyed the dragon. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no more, the dragon was over with. And Daniel saying, these are the gods you worship. this thing, like really, he's saying, is this your king? You know, on Black Panther, when Killmonger said, is this your king? This really Daniel, this what Daniel saying to the Babylonians. Is this your God? Is this your God? That's what Daniel's saying to him. He mocking him. Like, this ain't nothing. This is fake. This is what Daniel's saying. And when they of Babylon heard that, they took great indignation and conspired against the king, saying, the king is become a Jew, and he hath destroyed Baal. He has slain the dragon and put the priest to death. So they came to the king and said, deliver us Daniel, or else we will destroy thee and thy house. So the people saying that the king that became a Jew, even though you can't become a Jew, it's a bloodline. He really saying that he trying to be a Jew, cause he allowed Daniel to kill the idols, and he giving the idols into Daniel's hand. So the people like, oh, so the king on Daniel's side now. So he trying to be a Jew. So they thinking he trying to switch over, trying to you know what I'm saying, switch over to Daniel's side, to the Jew, trying to be on Daniel's side. So they telling the king. So they came to the king and said, deliver us Daniel. So they want to kill Daniel, because Daniel been killing their idols, been making them look stupid. So they said, deliver us Daniel, or else we will destroy thee in thy house. So they saying, deliver us Daniel, or we will kill. They talking to the king. So they telling the king, deliver us Daniel, or we're gonna kill you and your household. That's what they telling the king. Now when the king saw that they pressed him, so he was scared. So it being constrained, he delivered Daniel to them. So the king delivered Daniel to their hands, because he was scared that they were gonna kill him in his house and his household. Who cast into the lion's den, where he was 6 days. So they cast Daniel to the lion's den, where he was 6 days. And in the den there were 7 lions, and they had given them every day 2 carcasses and 2 sheep, which they were not given to them, to the intent they might devour them. So the 2 lions were given every day 2 carcasses and 2 sheep. But they didn't give it to him those days, because they wanted the lions to be hungry. They wanted the lions to devour David. They didn't want to see David they didn't want to see, my bad. They didn't want to see Daniel when they opened the den. Because they were trying to starve the lions, so when they put Daniel in there, they can devour him. Because they hated him. Because he was making them look stupid, and he was telling them that their idols was fake. So they want the lions to eat Daniel all the way, nothing left of him. And now there was in Jewry a prophet called Habakkuk, who had made partake and had broken bread in a bowl. It was going into the field for to bring it to reapers. But the angel of the Lord said unto Habakkuk, go carry the dinner that thou hast into Daniel's. Go carry the dinner that thou hast into Babylon unto Daniel, who is in the lion's den. So the spirit of jumped on Habakkuk, telling him to go get Daniel some food in there to the lion's den, so he won't starve. And Habakkuk said, Lord, I never saw Babylon, neither do I know where the den is. Then the angel of the Lord took him by the crown and bare him by the hair of his head, and through the vehemency of spirit set him in Babylon over the den. And Habakkuk cried, saying, O Daniel, take the dinner which God has sent thee. And Daniel said, Thou hast remembered me, O God, neither hast thou forsaken them that seek thee and love thee. So Daniel arose and did eat, and the angel of the Lord set Habakkuk in his own place. So Daniel arose and did eat, and the angel of the Lord set Habakkuk in his own place again immediately. Upon the seventh day, the king went to bewail Daniel, and when he came to the den, he looked in, and behold, Daniel was sitting. Then cried the king with a loud voice, saying, Great art thou, O Lord, God of Daniel, and there is none other beside thee. And he drew him out and cast those that were the cause of his destruction into the den, and they were devoured in a moment before his face. So the king put those people that tried to kill Daniel, well, he took Daniel out because Daniel didn't get devoured. So he threw those people that wanted to kill Daniel to the lion's den. So they were devoured by the lions. The lions ate them up. They didn't touch Daniel. He was protected by the Most High. The Most High didn't protect. The Most High protected Daniel, and he sent Habakkuk to send Daniel food. So Daniel probably was thinking like, oh, is the Lord gonna deliver me? You know what I'm saying? I'm hungry. That probably was going through his head. The Lord had his back though. You know what I'm saying? The Lord looked out for Daniel, cause Daniel didn't turn his back. It's everything. The Most High gonna test you. It don't matter who you is, how much money you got. The Most High gonna test you. He tested Daniel to see if Daniel was gonna bow down to the king's idols. But since Daniel didn't bow down to the king's idol, he had Daniel back. So what I'm saying? He allowed Daniel to be saved in there with 7 lions. A regular person would be scared to go in there with 7 lions. A regular person would lose their mind to go in there with 7 lions. A regular person that don't got the Most High, like that's living in this world, that not keeping no laws and commandments. That's what I mean by a regular person. They would worship the king idol. They would bow down to the king's idol. All the king would have to say was, bow down to my idols or I kill you. They're gonna bow down to the king idols. Knowing the idols fake, they don't want to die. So they're gonna bow down to the king's idols. But since Daniel was in the spirit and Daniel trusted in the Most High, he didn't bow down to the idols. And the Most High saved Daniel at the end. All that matters. You know what I'm saying? The Most High saving you at the end. It don't matter how it's looking in the beginning. It's the matters at the end. You know how people say it don't matter how you start the race, it's how you finish it. Just like with the Most High, it don't matter how the situation looking in the beginning. It's all about the end. It's how he save you. Is he gonna save you or not? That's what matters. Feel what I'm saying? So this is my video. This is a quick little story time on Bel and the Dragon. That's one of my favorite stories. It's short, but it was a beautiful story. It's really showing you how if you have faith, the Most High gonna look out for you. But if you're an Israelite and have faith, the Most High gonna look after you for sure. So this is my video. I want to give all praise to the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Hawashai, and I hope all y'all got edified. And I say shalom.